Hello, everybody. I hope you are all doing well today. I want to welcome you on in to today's video. I am going to be cash stuffing my second pay, well, my last pay of May, as I'm a bi-weekly paid employee. So this month there's only two paychecks, but that is a pretty normal month. Hello, if you are new, I am Deidre. Welcome on in. I live in Canada, as you will see from our colorful money. I live on the prairies. I'm in my late 30s. I'm single income. So I budget every single paycheck. So this will be going towards some sinking funds that are priorities. Some of it goes digitally. I also do a challenge. I set aside money for groceries, eating out, and spending money. And I do a challenge with that, which you will see. And we have some real money as well as some placeholders. So I figure, you know what, we will just kind of start there. So I hope you are all doing well. I just want to thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. I'm getting closer to getting towards that goal of 500 subscribers this year so that I can do a giveaway. So that's super exciting. So we have 100 and two $50 placeholders because that money is going digitally, and we should have $405 in cash. So 50s always throw me off, so we're gonna leave that to the side for now. So we're gonna go 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 93, 10, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. Yep. And then with the 50, that's 405. I do not have a cash tray. I know a lot of my fellow budgeters definitely do. I just do not. So just kind of bear with the setup. So I think I am going to start out with doing, and I do have my budget sheet off to the side. So like I said, I budget every single paycheck. And so off to my side, I do have my budget book, and this money is all a little bit kind of messed up, but that's okay. So we are going to be putting money into my hair category, which is actually coming up. My appointment's coming up actually next week. Yes, next week already. So I get my hair done roughly about every 9 to 11 weeks, and it costs $75. That includes tax and a tip, so we should have enough for the appointment, which is great. And then come my June pay, I will start saving for this again. So we have 20, 40, 50, 60, 65, 70, and 75. So that is absolutely accurate, which is always a good thing. Not missing any money, and I counted it up right. So I am filming this after work, so I do apologize if I do mess up a little bit. The brain is definitely a little bit worn out. So next up is nails. So my actually nail appointment is coming up this weekend. Ooh, and I'm dropping money. We don't want to do that. It is getting 15. My appointments are $30, and so we will have enough for actually the appointment plus another one, which I kind of like to keep that in here. So I kind of like to keep about at least half an appointment or a full appointment, sort of like being ahead a bit. So we have 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, and 60. And I do pay cash for both of these appointments. So when I go to them, the money is withdrawn. It's not like withdrawn and put in the bank. It is withdrawn and then given. So beauty is getting skipped, clothes is getting skipped. We are going to be putting money towards technology, which is super exciting because we are going to have fully funded tech for now. My goal is to get this to $650, and it is getting $10, so it is going to be fully funded now. And so we have 500 and 600 in the bank, and 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. And I will do it off camera, but I will basically cash condense. I will swap out for some probably a fully funded placeholder. But yeah, technology, I wanted to get up to $650. I think I'm just going to leave it, like I said, for now, and then maybe down the line we will start adding money in again. That's really to replace should I need to replace my laptop. That is what that money would be basically used for. Yeah, we're going to leave that for now. We're going to call it fully funded for now, which is awesome because it's been a little while. So to get that fully funded is always nice. And next up, we are going to be putting $50 into pets. I do not have a pet. My goal is to have a pet, but in order to do that, I need to sell my current condo and purchase something else. And so it is going to get the $50 electronically. So I'm going to be swapping out, and I'm dropping everything today. I apologize. Oh my. I don't even know where that placeholder went. I'm going to have to find that off camera. So thank goodness I am swapping some placeholders out. So it got $50. So it is up to $1,500 today. I'm just going to take a look in all of my little placeholders. Do I have a 500? Yes, I do. So I'm going to take these two 200s. And like I say, I apologize. I'm normally not this disorganized. I think it's just my brain is just, yeah. A long, busy day where the brain power was massive. So, as I was saying, I plan to get a pet. I plan to get myself a dog. And so I'm basically saving for that, as well as obviously like first shots, obviously, like puppy food, all of that sort of thing. But in order to do that, I need to sell my current place. I plan to sell next year and purchase something else. So we have $1,500 in there. My goal this year is to get this up to 2,000. If I get up to 2,000 before the end of the year, I will just continue to save in there. So next up we have gifts. We are putting in money in here because family birthdays are in the summer. And so this is a priority around this time of the year because of that, as well as Father's Day is coming up next month. So definitely going to be getting something for my dad, and nothing, I don't spend a huge amount on gifts. I always like to try and give something meaningful or useful. So we put $30 in there and we should have 200. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 95, 2. And typically what I usually do is I will, if I'm out and about or if I'm online, I will purchase, usually using my credit card, and then I will take the money out of here and then just put it into the bank to go towards that. So next up is giving. So this is always a line item in my budget and has been for many, many years. Even while I was getting out of debt, I always made sure to put a little bit of money in here because I am very blessed. So I like to be able to at least give. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and 60. And it's whether or not I want to give it to a person. Maybe there's like a fundraiser going around that I want to support, or it's an organization I want to make a donation to. That's where that money can be used from. So I'm just going to mark these off in my book. So we have done pets. So there we go. We have done gifts and technology and giving. And the other ones I already checked off. Okay, so I am going to move into this binder, which is my new home binder. So as I said, I plan on obviously selling my current place, purchasing a new one, but I'm going to need money to do that. And when I say I need money for an inspection, I need money for lawyer's fees, moving costs. This is not a down payment. The equity in my current place will be the down payment for the new place. So this is just kind of what's related to moving costs. So my first goal was to get this to 1,000 this year. I more than achieved that. And I think my stretch goal is to try and get this to 5,000 by the end of the year. So we will see what happens. It would be really cool to have that happen, but yeah, we'll see. So we are going to take this 50 and the 20 and the 10. So we're putting in 80. Sorry, I was just trying to figure out my denominations off to the other side. So I do believe we've hit a milestone in here. So let me just get this organized. Okay. So we have 1,000, 2,000, 200, 350, 400, 420, 440, 450. So we have 24.50 in here. And so each icon is $50. So we only need $50 more to be at our goal of 2,500, which is honestly so amazing. I know definitely going to need the money. So that is awesome. And again, I will probably cash condense this off camera just to not take up too much of your time, because I'll have to figure out via my placeholders how I'm going to do that. So, all right, next up we have emergency, which is going to get $100. So let me just grab out the envelope. This is being done digitally. An emergency fund goal this year is $3,000. I think I should be able to achieve that. And if I can achieve that, then I am going to just keep going on and on and on, because I don't think you can ever have enough. And I'm just going to swap out those two 100s for a 200. And this amazing tracker is from Iris Budgets. She makes custom items, and this was happening to be one that I had wanted, and it is an emergency, and it is laminated, so it can be used again and again. But each icon is $10. I do not color for super neatness, just for the visual representation more than anything. So we have 5 already done, and 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So this is exciting to be building this one up. I'm very pleased. I treat my emergency fund, I treat pets, I treat month ahead as like non-negotiables in my budget. So when I'm working out my budget, I make sure to basically fund those before I'm going to fund anything else in terms of like savings challenges, other sinking funds. So in emergency, we have 1,000, 2,000, 500, and 700. So we are 300 away from my first goal of 3,000, which is amazing. And I just think for me, making it a non-negotiable has really changed the way I look at my savings. So, and it's in a way, it's almost working backwards, because I put my bills in, of course. I make sure my bills are obviously covered, but then I make sure my non-negotiables are there, and then I work backwards to figure out everything else. So, new vehicle is going to get $15 today. So this is still a custom tracker from Iris. This is a new vehicle to save for a new vehicle well into the future, hopefully at least 5 years from now. I want to purchase it outright or have a very, very small loan for it. So it has 450 in the bank, 460, 465, and 470. So we are getting closer to 500, which is very, very good. I don't have a goal for this year. I just wanted to start it basically and just kind of see where I can get, because if I had to pause certain categories, that one would be one of them. So next up, we have month ahead, which is not your typical month ahead. I'm just going to grab a different color because I've been kind of coloring in different colors. So in how I'm using my month ahead is that I want to purchase a new place and then sell my current condo. So this would be money that I could use instead of relying solely on my paycheck to help pay some regular bills. Just kind of like I don't know if you want to call it like buffer in a way, but it would just help me to not have to rely solely on my paycheck to have to pay all the bills, especially when you're trying to sell a current place. So and we're just going to try and get this off here without making a huge mess. So it is getting $50 digitally. So this now makes it, oh shoot, I had 840 right on there, 890 I believe. Let me just do a quick calculation because I know how much I have in that account. So I am starting to fully fund my second month. So this is a second month worth of bills. I have already finished the first one last year. So the goal is to finish that second one this year. Yes, so 890. Yes. Oh, that's what happens when you erase something and you shouldn't have. So So we are working on condo fees, which is getting the amount. I have a fully funded slip in there just because it was easier. And yes, 840 was on there. So that's great. We're just going to cross it off. And now we have 890 in there. So we are $50 away from fully funding condo fees, which wanted to smudge. And then we will move on to mortgage and then just a buffer in my account. So the goal, like I said, was to get this done for a second time this year. If I could then maybe start working on a third month, I think I might do that. I mean, I haven't fully decided, but that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do. So, oh, and that $50 was for that, but it was just more of a visual thing. So I'm just going to set that off to the side. Okay, so let me just check these off so that I'm making sure I'm not missing anything. Okay, so all we should have left is money for groceries, eating out, and spending money. So groceries has 4 20s. Eating out has 1 20 and 3 20s for spending. And I am a spender, by the way, but I have been consumer debt free for over a year. And I do allow myself a decent amount of spending money because my goal is to not get back into consumer debt. The only debt I would be willing to take on is a vehicle. And like I said, I'd want it to be a very, very small amount that I'm taking out. So to be in credit card debt, kind of scares me a little bit because it took me a long time to get out of that debt. I've been in and out of debt basically my whole adult life, and it wasn't until I got serious about my debt in about, when was it? About 2020 maybe, that I wanted to get rid of the massive amount of debt I had. But at that point, it was close to $50,000 just on crap. I have to say it wasn't for anything great. It was just me spending money to fill a hole that couldn't be filled. So I give myself spending money to make sure that I don't go back into debt, and that if I want to spend the money, that it's there, that I can do so. So that is why I do give myself a decent amount of spending money. So groceries, 2 and 2 for spending. Okay, all right. So we are going to do a challenge with this money. So I give myself $100 for groceries, $50 for eating out. Sorry, mine just went blank for a second. And $80 for spending money. And this is for 2 weeks worth. So we are going to play Hit or Miss. So this is from Bella over at Saving Made Simple. She makes a whole bunch of these. This one happens to be about man's best friend. So what I will do is I will scratch off. I will see what the movie is. If I've seen the movie, I'm going to put aside 5 from a category, and if I have not, I will put aside 10. What I am doing is keeping this money in an envelope, and then when I finish this challenge, then I am reallocating it. So we are just going to roll a die just to see where we're going to start. I do not have a fancy scratching tool. I have a good old quarter to do so. So 1 2 3. All right, Cujo. Well, you know what? I have maybe seen like a few minutes of it. I have meant to watch it, but I just have not. So I'm going to take $10 from eating out, I think. And let's roll again. Oh, the one next to it. Oh my gosh, Homeward Bound. Oh, okay. I don't know about anybody else. This stuff has been coming across my social media, probably because I look at a lot of dog stuff because I'm a dog lover. And Homeward Bound, I know I watched it definitely more than once as a child. I don't know if I could handle it as an adult because I know what's coming. So I know I cried as a child. It is a great movie, but incredibly sad. So yes, I have absolutely seen Homeward Bound. So we'll just take 5 from groceries, I guess. And 1, we will Lassie Come Home. Nope, I definitely have not seen that movie. Definitely haven't seen, I didn't even see the TV show of Lassie, actually. So we will take $10 from our spending money. And you know what? I think I'm just going to stop there today because I did pay quite a bit from not seeing 2 movies. But yeah, I would love to know, have you seen these movies? Do you have a favorite out of these 3 so far? I would definitely recommend Homeward Bound. Even though it is sad, it is still a very well done movie. So we are just going to put that into the envelope. So we have 25 going in there today. So there we go. And we are going to be putting this money into our wallet. So we are going to should have 95 for groceries, 20, 40, 60, 80, 95. That's correct. 40 for eating out, and 20, 30, 40. And spending money, we should have 70. 20, 40, 60, 65, and 70. So that is correct. So that is it. I just want to thank you so much for being here. If you are not subscribed, I hope that you will consider subscribing so you have a chance to win my giveaway when I reach 500 subscribers. It's going to be some amazing budgeting items to either help you start your journey or continue on your journey. And I hope that you will come back. The next video you should see from me will most likely be a end of May count up to see where I've made progress in my savings across various sinking funds. So I hope you will come back and check that out. I haven't filmed it yet, but it should be out probably in the next few days. So I hope to catch you there. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.